Sorry. Hello everyone, and welcome back to yet again another adventure here in the STB Racing League. It is Season 28. It is the Qatar GP, and it is, once again, Tier 3. We're back once again, looking for another bit of action on the beautiful circuit here in Qatar. Of course, mainly used by MotoGP, recently inherited by the F1, just in general, the F1. And we're going to take a gander of how this new updated track, you could say, updated in terms of its new colours that has been added onto the circuit since last F1 23. Granted, that does not necessarily mean that it's going to affect any driving, but it will just affect how things look, and it will just make it for a better visual experience. I hope everything's working alright, because it's a bit lagging in the party. I can actually just leave this party and then go into a new one. There we go. Alright. I can actually see what I'm supposed to be doing now. That being said, though, that intro being said, Yasharin here, Yashahan, I do apologise. I know people with foreign names do like to have their names pronounced correctly, so I do apologise, Yashahan. But he's over here at P1 at the moment. The Haskar is on pole, which previously was inherited by STB Maudi, his teammate. He's not having to work his gear to get back up there. Jamin was also on pole for a very brief moment until Kinix put it up there. The Racing Bull was on pole, and now the new takeover for that pole crown is Yasharan. And now STB Maldi's on a lap, and we're gonna experience Maldi's lap as he lets someone go. I think he's gonna go on another lap. I think either he's really not happy with how that. I don't know what he's doing, quite frankly. I don't know what that STB Maldi's doing. The league owner, though, of course, STB Maldi has been running the league for almost 11 years now. So yeah, that is over a decade, well over a decade. So if you haven't heard of us by now, you have now, and simply by hearing us, you should be hearing that rich history that we obtain here in this league, and hopefully it will encourage you to come and put yourself on the map, on the spotlight here in this historic league. Make a name for yourself in one of the longest running leagues in just the F1 racing community in general. DJ Danny, though, on a lap, 1/10 up. It's looking good for him so far. Currently, it wouldn't be pole, but if he can just find that extra gear, that extra 10th in this lap, it could equal to a lot of profit, a lot of pole position time, you know. A bit of this, a bit of swaz on this last turn. Swaz Tecker, just like him in 2016. Cross the line goes DJ Danny. It's a 22.55. Unfortunately, Yashahan's time is just better. Looks like STB is just starting a lap. JMO, 35,000 up on the lap time. He currently would be having the cheeky little 22.08. That is currently what Jim will be doing. A little bit of quick maths there. Well, not very quick, but maths. Left-hander here for JMO. Now, this man has a bit of a rarity at getting pole positions. He's only had 2 in STB, and he'll be hoping to get a 3rd here in Qatar. Can he do that? I think he's well on his way in doing so, because he is a 10th and almost a half up. He almost validated on that turn. I think he would have been fuming if he did that. But here we go. JMO 1878 has done an absolutely wonderful sector 2. He's absolutely flew past. He's darted throughout this whole Qatar circuit. He'll come around that last turn. Will he get that pole position? Yes, he will. 21.9, the first man to break into the 21s. And he deservedly gets himself on pole. STB Maldi, can he rival that? Or even better, can he beat that? But Kinix can! Across the line he comes, it's a 21.6. He absolutely smashes Jamo's lap time out the park by 0.3 of a second. Now it's Maldi's turn. Across the line, can he get past the Racing Bull? No! 40 thousandths between the pair of them. But 40 thousandths is enough to declare your pole sitter, which is Kinnick's. It's a lovely, jazzed up top three. Kinnick's, Maldi, Jamo. And a Haskar just barely trailing behind in Yasharin. Sorry, Yashahan. Han Solo. Yashahan. Kerem will enter the pit lane. And that, folks, is your qualifying session. Now, the two... What's going on with my... What's going on? I can't change... I can't change drivers. I think it's just because he was entering the pit lane. But there you go, the Polishman. Giddix is on pole. He did prove his pace last week out in Saudi Arabia. Had a very good lap time in that qualifying session, and it seems to be a recurring theme, a motif, motif, if you were doing English GCSE. But STB Maldi, no, he's not Korean, he just loves Korea. He is P2, Jamo P3, Yashahan in P4, DJ Danny, Edward, Alonso, Kareem, Charlie, Kyriakidis, Juan, Mr. Boz, Pirillo, Kuzi, Sinan, Andy Leclerc, Lewis Gaming, Castellanos, Matador, and Amadiak. That is your grid. Looks like the two teams in the two drivers for a team to be in the best position right now is Haas. Of course, qualifying P2 and P4 on the grid currently puts them in a prime position to gain brilliant points for this Constructors' Championship, which is, if I'm not mistaken, currently led by Aston Martin. Yes, it is. Racing Bulls just behind on 34, and the Williams on 34 as well, and Ferrari on 33. So between four teams, it's just stretched out by 3 points. That's how tight these first two races have been here in Tier 3, and for many more close and challenging races to be on the horizon, I say to that. The reserve driver of Mohammedan, who is technically a Tier 2 driver, but does drop down to reserve Tier 3 when he can, is currently leading the championship. But by only 1 point. The genuine driver of Tier 3 that is leading the championship is Kinnick's, the man who is on pole for the Racing Bulls currently. He is on 34 points, just trailing to Mohammed Khan's 1 point there between the two of them, as he's on 35. Jamo is in P3, technically P2. Danny is in P4, technically P3. That's kind of what we're looking at right now. So yeah, the two drivers really to watch out for in this championship battle is Kinnick's and Jamo. You could also add Maldi in that equation. He's only 5th in the standings, technically 4th. You have to kind of shove them up by 1 just because Mohammed is technically reserve. Maldi being... I mean, he's always a nearly driver. Kind of the same with Jamo, to be fair. Those two do share some same qualities between each other. They're kind of nearly drivers when it comes to Grand Prix, because in qualifying sessions, I not to say I rarely see them go on pole, but it is a lovely sight when I do see them go on pole. I don't think I've actually commentated on a qualifying session where Maldi has gone on pole, if I'm not mistaken. So that kind of shows Maldi does show up more in a duration of a race than he does in the qualifying session. If that's going to happen here today, I'm not too sure. Maldi is very prone to, how do I say this, bottling it on occasions. Jamo isn't really. He's more consistent. He's more trying to be consistently in the race rather than pound for pound in that qualifying session. So Maldi, you could label him, and it wouldn't be wrong to label him as such, but a reckless driver, and Jamo being a more sophisticated, consistent man. Kinnick's is just good on all surfaces. There's no real... I mean, the only thing that I would say about Kinnick's is choosing the wrong strategy right now. and so is JMO. The strategy, if you are not familiar, is certainly hard medium, and it looks like the only man that's really got that right, or the only men, or women, I don't know, they could be behind that screen driving as a woman themselves. Maudi, Danny, Alonso, Juan, and Awediake. 4 drivers, 5 actually. Is it 5? 5. 5 drivers out of 20 picking the right strategy. So it's going to be very, very, very interesting to see how much Maudi could potentially pull away in this Grand Prix. Or will he bottle it like he can be so prone to before. We'll find out in the upcoming 29 laps as we get ready for the 5 red lights. One, 2, 3, 4 minutes, 5 red lights. And it's green light, go, go, go. We go racing here in Qatar in STB Racing League Season 28 Tier 3 Grand Prix. And JMO is going to be looking for the inside lane after having a pretty good start. It's 3-1 between 2 Hascards and an Aston Martin. And that's Yashahan getting the best of his teammate STB Maudi, who's already dropped down 2 positions off the start. It is worth noting, these hards they are horrible. They're horrible at the start of this Grand Prix, and there's a lot of collisions, there's a lot of messing up going here. At the back is now Edouard. Castellanos may have been involved in that. Awediak has probably avoided some collisions. Kareem is now side by side here with Juan. He's decided to let the kick-salver go ahead of him, and lots of drivers going wide there, going into the left-hander, the little hairpin you could say, in Qatar. And it looks like leading the Grand Prix is still Kinnick. JMO had a fantastic start off that line, gaining 2 positions almost instantaneously. Or is it 1 position? It was 1 position actually, because he started P2, didn't he? He gained 1 position instantaneously off the start. Maudi just didn't seem to have good pace off the start of that of this race. I think Maudi will know though, these hards aren't very good off the start, and he just has to stay patient, because this is what happened in Tier 1. You had 1 driver on mediums, I think it was, no, tier 1, yeah. I think it was even Mohammed who was on those mediums. He just pulled away at the beginning of the Grand Prix. And it seemed like, oh, this is the correct strategy. He's pulled away by massive amounts, he'll be fine, and, you know, he'll do well. He went on hards, sorry. His opponent went on mediums, I forgot who his opponent was. But, to cut a long story short, that opponent ended up winning that Grand Prix. And to make contact there between Maudi and DJ Danny, and it costs Danny a position to where Alonso will swoop in and take a lovely little position there for the Ferrari as he eyes down the Hascar ahead of him. And now that gap between Yashahan and Maudi is just creeping up and up. Lap 2, it's 1.6. Maudi just needs to lock in, needs to focus, get himself some good positions. Pirlo down the grid a little bit more here. I think he was P10 before this incident, and now he's P13. So the Alpine needing to also lock in and make sure he doesn't do the same mistake again. Well, now we're kind of seeing the sort of mould that's starting to bring out in this race. Very early on, of course, so this can change in a flash. But this is what is potentially going on here. Maudi's just created a big gap between Yashahan and JMO and Kinnick. Those top 3 just all probably going to trade DRS for a large majority of this Grand Prix. One will overtake, and if you don't know what trading DRS is, one will overtake, such as this moment where JMO is now going to sweep in for an overtake here on Kinnick down to DRS. And now because Kinnick is behind JMO on the following straight, oh, down the inside goes Yashahan. He wastes no time in trying to get a position here for P2 in this Qatar Grand Prix. Round the outside, the Hascar looks to go off Kinnick, but no, he's not able to stick the move. A brave attempt at getting a high position here in STB Tier 3. But Maudi, he's dropped down even more positions now. It's not looking good for him. The 2 other hard runners have overtaken him. That would be Alonso and DJ Danny. Can Maudi get a position back here, potentially sending it down the inside on Alonso? No. 3 seconds. Now the gap. I mean, these lot need to DRS train and kind of swap DRS the most, because if you swap DRS, the entire kind of DRS stream behind you will steadily quick up. Will speed up. So yes, that's what Danny and Alonso and Maudi have to do now. They need to think coordinately, and that's not thinking coordinately. There isn't Maudi. Shaky off the exit. He's shaking the back like bacon. And Kyriakidis was eyeing up a move there, but unfortunately he couldn't find the gap. Kinnick's now right on the back of JMO, and again this will be another situation of DRS trading, where JMO will go around that last turn. He's going to be almost a sitting duck down the straight, and Kinnick's will say, "Thank you, pal, I'll take the position, you can have DRS on the following lap." Do you see what this is kind of turning into? But here comes Yashahan. Now, before we did see his brave manoeuvre attempt, he's going to try it again here on JMO. Down the inside he goes into the first turn. Can he get the manoeuvre stuck this time? Yes, he can. The Williams is behind the Haas car. And Yashahan is looking good on this circuit. Granted, he has wasted a lot of his ERS very early on. So that could come into a more strategic factor later on in this Grand Prix. But right now, Yashahan making these brave attempts, making these moves, it's just something you love to see here in STB Tier 3. Now, this is... okay. If I'm honest right now, if I'm Alonso, I let Kyriakidis go ahead of me, and I just say to myself, let's just get towed along here by Kyriakidis. Don't think about battling, don't think about keeping the position. Let this man go past you, so you can use the DRS to your advantage to close down that gap between himself and JMO. Because right now, this gap is way too big for anybody to take up a top 3 challenge. I mean, Alonso is gaining time on JMO. Granted, he may not have made a mistake there into that third sector. But either these lot have to battle a lot, which could come into play, as Yashahan is notable for making some brave manoeuvres, as we already seen. I'm like a broken record, keep on saying brave manoeuvres. But it's just what he does. See, now Kyriakidis has overtaken Alonso, which you might be thinking, alright, alert, someone's overtaken you. But no, stay calm. This man is on the better set of mediums right now. Let him get ahead of you. Let him try and close down this gap between JMO and Yashahan and see what happens because of it. Don't overtake him. Don't overtake your teammate. Don't try and cause a collision. Don't cause a fight, a battle, which could make you lose even more time. And STB Malde has got a 3-second time penalty. I can just tell that man is roaring inside of that party right now. Yeah, it's not a good look for Malde at the moment. It really isn't. Qualifying P2, and I can guarantee you after this Grand Prix, you'll be saying to me, Pistol, why have you put me on that strategy? The hards were absolutely awful, they were terrible, why have you done that? If he was just more patient with these guys, he would have seen what could have happened later on in this Grand Prix. But I mean, you might be thinking it's too early to call him out of a win yet. I mean, granted, you know, I got spun at turn 1 in Saudi Arabia in Tier 2. I ended up coming 3rd in the Grand Prix after penalties. It's just, though, right now, this is an awful position for Man to be at. I mean, you've had an awful start, and the worst thing you can do in F1 24, in this game, in racing, is just losing the DRS, is losing that DRS, losing, or being gapped by a second or even more. And if that gap increases and increases, it becomes increasingly more difficult to close it down, and it becomes increasingly difficult to turn it down, the less the likely you are to gain positions. So Maldi's kind of stuck right now. My rant is over. Maldi is stuck, and he doesn't know how to get out. On the other hand, Lewis Gaming at the back of the grid there with Castellanos, as he gets a 3-second time penalty. He now will send it up the inside of the Red Bull here, kind of fighting for a wooden spoon, as some would call it. But Lewis Gaming, YouTube 3, has got the overtake on Castellanos, and the Kicksabel will have to just glare the backside of that Red Bull. Not in a gay way though, or maybe in a gay way, you know. Big up. Yashahan, again, type of DRS trading is really what we're looking at here. And which I know this race most likely isn't very, you know, attractive at the moment, but the strategicness of, you know, these mediums and hards will play a big factor going into the latter stages. Lap 20, lap 25, you will see this come into play, and you've also seen a safety car come out. And really, if you're on mediums, you box. And Kyriakidis Kyriakidis has cut the pit lane entry, which, if you do not know, in STB that is a 5-second time penalty. So big up for that. Yeah, if you're mediums right now, this is prime time. This is Christ, I do apologise for that. This is prime time. You go into the box. You absolutely do. These hards can last 22 laps. Or can they? I actually don't know, you know, because last night, which I raced in tier 2 last night. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday tier 1, Tuesday tier 2, Wednesday tier 3, which is happening right now. Tuesday, yesterday, tier 2. My hards, like, around lap 15, I was seeing like 50%, which really does not bode well for what I'm saying right now, what I'm advocating for. It would be around 4 or 3. Yeah, 3% each lap. If you're doing 3% each lap on 22, you'd be around 66. It's around 66? No, that doesn't sound right. Does that sound right? I think it sounds right. It sounds right. Who cares? Is it? Yeah, it is. Sorry, maths is difficult for me. But what I'm saying is, you think you box. I mean, the hards will be around 66%, 70%, by the end of this Grand Prix, which might sound horrible, but I'll tell you what is more horrible and what is objectively worse: losing a mass amount of time in a pit stop. And you save time on a pit stop here, it will great. Okay. I just saw that. That's weird. It will greatly benefit you at the end of this Grand Prix. I don't know why that's happened. If he's probably just overtaken the safety car, which is going to be a pen for Kinnick's. I just completely overlooked that. I didn't even see that happen. That's, I mean, just the funky stuff you see here in Tier 3. That's probably going to be not really good for him at the end of the Grand Prix. JMO, you silly man. You silly bugger. You should not have done that. Shouldn't have stayed out, and I don't know what this man's doing right now. He's doing a madness. That'll be a penalty for him. And it looks like what is going on here? What is this mess occurring here? What? Danny's having to slow because he's overtaken people. Alonso's just sitting here being a G. Maloney's now overtaken Danny because he's had to slow down to P6. What's Kinnick's gonna do now then? Is he gonna be P1 by like a mass amount of time now? And just be at the back of the safety car when the I think this might be a lobby restart, if I'm being honest with you. It should be a lobby restart. Yeah, this should be a lobby restart. I don't know what is going on here. This is nuts. Is it a lobby restart? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead, pause this stream, and see if we're gonna be restarting this Grand Prix, because I don't know what's going on. Well, not restarting it, we're not going from the very beginning, but it'll be like 25% or 30 or something like that. Be back in a minute, folks. Right. Sometimes pausing the live stream doesn't work sometimes. So if you did just hear what we're going on about there, then my bad, I guess. Basically, obviously, if you didn't hear, we were just discussing the possibility of a safety car, you know, little restart of the Grand Prix, because it was just looking a bit weird, really. But it looks like everything's fine now. The safety car did indeed sped up, and it looks like Kinnick is behind it finally. So yeah, Kinnick's made the right decision here. JMO was saying to me that, oh, I didn't want a box because I'd be at the back of the grid, and in this tier it'd be awful. JMO, you silly man. You go on hard here to the end of the Grand Prix because people ahead of you are gonna box. You're gonna gain a massive amount of time, and he just lost out on it. He has just lost out on that. And yeah, that's a racing ball going into the pit lane. I think it's Kareem. Yeah, it's the wrong decision to stay out now, because now what these drivers are going to find out is they're going to go and, like, you're going to do 5 laps on these mediums. Realistically, 5 laps, 6 laps of these mediums. Oh no, not even that. You're going 2 more laps, maybe on these mediums, and maybe you're extending it. You're going soft. I don't know what they're thinking, because this is stupid. This is stupid to stay out, because now what you're finding yourself in is you're going to box in about 2 laps time. You're going to waste yourself 30 seconds across the board. You're going to be around P14, JMO, so it doesn't even matter anyways. You know, he's not even listening right now, but when you look back on this, if you're watching back on this, you know, you made a mistake here. Because either way, you're going to be back at the grid. So you're pretty much choosing, am I going to be at the back of the grid with 30 seconds lost to my name, or only 15, or only 10? That's what you just asked yourself, and you've chosen the 30-second option, which is the wrong option. Unless JMO decides to switch this up into a medium soft, which would be very, very experimental, because softs do not go very far at all. They go 5 laps maybe, so you have to do 15 more laps or 14 more laps on these mediums, and by then you're going to be around P9, P8, and then you're going to go on softs. You're going to get up there like maybe P6, and then they're going to drop off again. You go back down to P7. There was no point staying out for either JMO or Yashahan, or Ali Leclerc, or Sinan Koch, or Mr. Bo, or Mr. Bo. He's got Bo. Or Kareem. You know, I know I've just yapped the entire time in that safety car, but if you're watching a commentary by me, you're gonna order a Yappuccino sometimes when it's a safety car. You know, I mean, it's just gonna happen. But yeah, here we go then. Kinnick's a man on the right decision, the right strategy. We'll go around that last turn, and has started the race off again. And there's JMO. Sorry, we got something in my mouth. JMO instantly searching for that move into turn 1 there, the Williams. It didn't look like a very good restart for JMO at the beginning, but Kinnick was frightened going into that first turn. This is becoming really strategic now, this Grand Prix. I'm really interested in seeing what JMO and Yasha are going to be thinking now at the end of this Grand Prix. I think they're going to be full of with a lot of regret, pretty much. And STB does hit the back of EFC Alonso and DJ Danny. DJ Danny hits the back of Maldo, and they have lost a second. They've lost a second now to Alonso. And Sinan Koch with a 3-second time penalty. Yashahan does have a 3-second time penalty. I mean, Kinnick is by a long shot your favourite to win right now. By a long shot. He just is. Like, it's annoying, quite frankly. Like, it is really annoying, because I know what some of these drivers are actually capable of. I know how good these guys can actually be. They're just not showing it today, and I think because of that, this race is not going to be very entertaining until the end of the Grand Prix. until we find out who actually wins this Grand Prix. Unless there's a safety car, like, literally next lap, which is a rarity, by the way. A safety car in general. You know, I don't know, man. These guys were just a bit silly, and I think Kinnick's, which I think I previously said before, Kinnick's, you know, the only doubt I would have about him is his strategies, and well, he's kind of just shoved that down my throat, saying, "Yeah, listen here, mate, I've got the best strategy on the track right now, and I'm leading by 6 cents to people who have got 7 laps worse wear for me." So that was a right old me having to swallow my words again, but swallow them I shall, because he is doing fantastic in this Grand Prix and he would be deserving of the win. Of course, you could always let me know of these thoughts of these drivers in the chat. I have now got it up on stream, so I can actually see what you guys are saying. I don't really do before because, well, I don't really see the point in doing so. Because the only opinion that really matters on the stream is the one that's talking to you right now. But I'm open to hearing other people's opinions. Who's going to win this Grand Prix? Who's going to try and escape a train, or this, that, the other? And now look at this. Sin and Koch and Alain Leclerc, 2 drivers who did not box under that safety car, do now. And they're losing massive amount of time. I mean, look at them. Look at them. They're going to be last in the Grand Prix. They're last in the Grand Prix. They are officially last in the Grand Prix. I mean, how do you look at that and you don't say, I've made the wrong decision here? The wrong decision here. I've made the wrong decision here. Like, Demo, otherwise you get extremely lucky with a safety car right about now, or you're just finished. Or you're just finished. I mean, to be fair, he can make me eat my words, you know, in the same way Kinnick has done. But now, Kinnick is pretty just shoving Jamie away like some stupid little toddler on the back of his leg and saying, "Go, mate," because now I'm P1 by a second. Yashahan is in the box. Let's just say, oh, this could be lucky. This could be lucky for JMO. I don't think it is. No, it's not. In the box for Yashahan. Oh, he's got a penalty, so that's not really a reliable way of... That could be a safety, you know. That, well, truly could be a safety, you know, it's not. Lucky! Yeah, JMO's finished. I mean, JMO's just finished. Also, if I'm STB Marty, I'm... Whoa! Oh my god, what is he doing, JMO? He has just brake-checked Maudi, practically. And Maudi's now lost a part of his front wing. Maudi, you're boxing right now, mate. I don't care what you say, you're boxing right now and you're going on mediums. Like, do you know what I mean? You're going on medium now. JMO, that is a 10 sec for him. There's no doubt about it. So he's ruled out this Grand Prix. It's pretty much just Alonso and Kinnick now. What a mentalist JMO is. Doesn't box under the safety car and then does that. If you couldn't make your Grand Prix any worse, JMO, mate, you might as well just crash into a wall right now. By the way, Maudi's equally as dumb if he doesn't go into the pits for mediums now. Can I just say? Oh my god, they're all crumbling. They're all crumbling. My brain is deteriorating at the sight of this, as DJ Danny will overtake STB Maudi down the straight. Don't matter though, anyways, because he's going to lose a bunch of time. There we go, Jimmy, mate. Let's see where you're going to come out. Ooh. To be fair, it's not as worse as I would have imagined it to be. Still not great though, because I think you're going to be P9. Yeah, P9. Not the greatest gift Santa's ever given to you. And on top of that, I think Charlie's going to be within DRS here. Yep, he is. So pretty much he's now leading a DRS train. Practically. To be fair though, Jamie's not in. He's not in as bad a position as I thought he would be, you know, because now he's only 28 seconds behind Kinnick, which just sounds kind of mental when I say it like that. Oh yeah, but Kinnick doesn't need to box for the rest of the Grand Prix now, does he? To be fair, everybody ahead of him will in like a lap's time. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, to be honest with you. JMO could actually have done a masterclass and I haven't realised it. Or I am right and he just did the wrong strategy to start off with. I think the medium hard is the worst strategy you could do around here. Compared to a hard medium. And on top of that, yeah, not boxing in the safety car was a huge mistake because now Kinnick is leading the Grand Prix by 1.5 seconds. Everybody behind Kinnick is gonna box. Yeah, I think the more I'm starting to realise it, the more I think to myself, yeah, JMO is an absolute idiot. Yes, you're catching up to F1X Matador. Well done, mate. But I look at you. You're going to be around 28 or 25 seconds behind Kinnick for 13 laps. I have no belief in JMO whatsoever to catch up over 20 seconds in 13 laps. I don't care if Kinnick's tyres are about to pop off the bloody world. You're just not doing that. So yeah, JMO, a silly boy, a silly man. And now Alonso is going to have to box as well. I mean, to be fair, the hard runners at the beginning of this Grand Prix are very, very unlucky because, well, a safety car coming out at that time is just awful for you because you can't really box the mediums because, well, if you do, then no, it's a bit like, because if you do, well, they're going to be really bad at the Grand Prix, and if you don't box at all, not in a great position. Edwards is your second favourite driver to win this Grand Prix at the moment. That's what we're looking at right now. Kuzi overtaking Quan here. We've got Edward, we've got two Mercedes to try and battle Kinnick right now. And they're 12 seconds behind him. Worse even, actually. 13 seconds behind him. Yeah, there's just no faith. I think Kinnick has completely and utterly just dominated because of a simple strategic move which nobody else made. And now, by the way, DJ Danny's going to absolutely smoke JMO. Actually, I hate this. I hate this because I'm so confident 1 second and the next second I look like an idiot. But, like, if they're on mediums now, they could, theoretically, Danny means they've got a lot to catch up to. Yeah, to be fair, he's not catching up 28 seconds on me. He could, though, if Kinnick is really bad on tyre wear. But they'll be around, like, 60. That's not that, yeah, no. They're not winning the Grand Prix. Unless there's another safety car that comes out very soon. Kinnick is your race winner. Unless he retires, of course. That is an alternative option. But I find that very, very hard to believe. And Matador is going slow around this track. What's he doing? That's going to be a safety car. I have utterly no clue. What? Is he just waiting up for Castellana to take him out? Is that what I'm seeing here? This might be the most entertaining part of this Grand Prix. The Castellana is ghosting. What's he doing? Just go in the box, mate, and retire. Honestly, what are you doing? Sorry. Bloody hell. Alonso has caught up a lot to Kinnick. I don't know what he's done, but he's not done well. Has he got wing damage or something? I thought he did there for a second, to be fair. He doesn't. No, he was just a bit of an idiot these past couple of laps. He can't do that. You will have to box soon, though, Alonso. I think he's going to be looking for a hard soft. The only way you can go hard soft is if you're around Janan. Other than that, you got whoa! That Red Bull is coming in mighty close. That's F1X Matador. Bloody hell! Blow my neck. Blow my neck. Yeah, this is just not giving. That's my gonna say. Because if you're looking to go on softs, I mean, to be fair, he's doing really well on these 18 laps of hards. Which, to be fair, Kinnick's have to do 21 laps, and if Alonso's all right with these tyres now, Kinnick's will definitely be fine on 21 laps. It's all about the tyres this Grand Prix. There's no real battles. It's all about the tyres. It's all about the tyres. Who's on who? What's going to happen? Just a little update on Mr. J-Man. How's he doing? J-O. Not looking good, mate. Not looking good, pal. He's not, I mean, to be fair, if this guy boxes and he cuts the pit lane and gets a 5-second because of it, I'm gonna laugh my head off. No, he doesn't. Oh, but on the outside though, there could be an argument there. If he somehow wins his Grand Prix, there could be an argument there. He sounds something a little bit naughty. I think that might be a penalty, you know. How's Alonso doing then? I mean, where's he going to come out? He's going to come out ahead of DJ, don't he? He is. Or is he? He is, yeah. Oh, a good amount as well. I think like 2 seconds, yeah. Oh no, ooh, 1.3, 1.1. Can he get there? Can DJ Danny get there? Nope. Kyriakidis will the overtake on Charlie as he sits back in P9. I tell you what though, if he absolutely no, it's literally between this top 4 and Kuzi is off. Kuzi's off. He loses a mass amount of time, which he could have been in contention for a top 3. He now sits back in P5. I'm not even joking. I'm just going to keep it on leader for the rest of this Grand Prix. I'm just gonna digest a bit more of what just happened this Grand Prix, because this actually could have been such a good race. It really could have been. It really could have been. But the tier 3 drivers, what they don't understand is strategy. Except the Kinects, obviously. But like, you ask a random tier 3 driver in the Grand Prix what they're doing in the current moment in time in that safety car, they're going to be saying, oh yeah, I'm staying out. Why? What do you have to gain in staying out? Well, you could bring up James' point. Oh yeah, but I'll be at the back of the grid if I box right now. Okay, that's understandable. But would you rather be at the back of the grid with 10 seconds lost, or with 30 seconds lost? Like, that's the question. That's the question you're asking yourself. It's like, oh well, in this grid though, it'll be very difficult to get past everybody. You can do it. You can just do it. Like, I'm not being funny. I know, I get it. I was a tier 3 driver when I was behind ILD Juan or F1X Matador. I was annoyed because I know the man's going to slow me up a little bit. But even then, even if he slows you up just a little bit, it's not going to be worth 30 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be worth 30 seconds. I can guarantee you this right now. Going from at the back of the grid about, you know, with the F1X Matador equivalent of tier 2, which there's not really anybody like that, but imagine there was. I guarantee it'll be much more difficult to do it in tier 2 lobby than it is tier 3. 100% it would be. Just. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to outweigh the risks and the benefits. You know, if I box with a safety car when there's a lot of people behind me and I'm on tyres that I'm going to box in 2 laps time anyways, back of the grid with 10 seconds lost or back in the grid with 30. You pick 30. I don't know why. I mean, everybody did. Granted, Alonso is now 21 seconds to Kinnick's, but I can guarantee you that 21 seconds is not going to be closing up anytime soon. I can say that for free. Gadim overtaken by Ali Leclerc and Yasharhan. And oh no, contact between Ali Leclerc and Kareem. And luckily, they're still able to be within DRS. Look at that. I mean, sorry, Jamie overtaking Kuzi round the outside. That's a lovely manoeuvre, which I almost missed. Round the outside, he went into that right-hander, and Jamie says, "Thank you very much, pal. I'm now going to be 28.2 seconds behind the leader." So, the F1 luck gods will have to rain down upon Jamie for a safety car. Anyways, that's my rant over. Actually, no, it's not over. Because that little STB Maldi, I tell you what, yeah. Before this Grand Prix, he was hyping this up to be... Oh, I know Qatar was previously dead, but this is going to be the best race of the week. It's going to be one of the best races of the season. I haven't seen it. I just have not seen the best race of the season, have I? Quite frankly, the worst. I just don't get how you can make such a mistake. And that STB has another time penalty. This is... I'd love to say that I'm enjoying this, but I'm really not. It just gets me annoyed. Because I don't understand how you can't see. Like, this is, to be fair, this whole entire run that I've just done, this is just a lesson. It just needs to be a lesson to these tier 3 drivers. Like, you just need to understand how to do a strategy. Like, do you know what I mean? Because I guarantee if people did the same thing as Kinnick's, books at the right time, like, I'm getting more affected than the actual drivers would at this point, because I'm actually really annoyed. Because we could have seen such a good race as Alonso sends up the inside on Edwards. There you go, the medium's finally playing a factor here. And I tell you what, 17 seconds, 5 laps, it was previously 21. That's all I'm saying. If Alonso puts on some bloody afterburners and gets at it, maybe we could see something very interesting. You know, don't ride it off the cards like I did, like literally a second ago, because something could happen. Something could very well happen here, because it's 16.4, and I guarantee you that Kinnick will be looking over his shoulder saying, "Shit me, this guy is quick on the mediums." But, I mean, to be fair, if he does stay ahead of him by, you know, 5 seconds, so stay behind him by 5 seconds, even though he overtakes, it could be argued that he cut the pit lane, and therefore, a penalty will be issued. To be fair, I'll be honest with you, I might as well just report it myself, because I'm... it just does my head in. Just, why aren't you pitting? Like, plus he done me over at China, didn't he? So there you go, mate. You can have it up his racing shaft. If he, you know, turns out he actually does win the Grand Prix somehow. I mean, to be fair, he's absolutely tearing these tyres apart doing this, but he has to, really. There's no other option, as the Red Bull goes wide there. Karim, getting overtaken, oh no, overtaking Ali Leclerc as he stays behind for another lap. And oh no, never mind, not just another lap. Oh no, Kareem's gone away. He's gone away. That is the yellow flag, but it won't be the safety car that people will be hoping for. I mean, I'll be honest with you, even though they did have a safety car right now, Kinnick should just box some mediums and he'd be absolutely fine. So, you know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? 3, 4 laps left to go. Let's take a look. Alright, folks. Let's just watch this man here, Alonso. 4 laps left of the Grand Prix. Okay? That's what we're looking at here. Okay? Let's take a look at how much time he gains in this lap. It starts at 14 dead. I want to see how much time he gains in this lap and calculate that by 4. Or technically 3. Because then by the time it'll be 3 laps. If you calculate it by 3, does he catch up to Kinnick's? If not, GG's, Kinnick's won as I predicted. If so, something cheeky could happen, eh? Well, you know, you never know. You never know. Currently it's 8 tenths. And that times by 3 is 2.4 seconds. Now that's a second. There you go, 3 seconds. Which would be, you know, 10 seconds left. This is good though. Hey, I'll tell you what, that's 1.3. This is a dead race. I'm sorry to everyone who's up and sitting through enjoying my yapping and raging. And just talking non-stop about this strategy thing. But it has got me riled up. Right. So he's decreased that number by 1.5 seconds. 1.5 times 3 is 5 seconds. So realistically, he's what, 7 seconds behind on the last lap. It's not looking likely, folks. Unless he puts in just quality laps after quality laps after quality laps. I mean, really, we're not even looking at tyres now. We're gonna look at penalties more because, well, I'm just wanting to take a little view here of Kyriakidis and Charlie, who's overtaken him on the straight there, as the Ferrari locks up a little bit into that first turn, but Charlie is able to keep the manoeuvre and stay in position. Right now, Maudi is what? P8? No, worse than that. Yeah. He's P9. This is awful for Maudi. Everybody in the back's got awful penalties. Yeah, this isn't good. Who knows what's gonna happen? Oh, wee! Howie! Shouldn't say that after the Carabao Cup final. Yeah, this is this is just depressing. I was actually really excited for this Grand Prix, and what I've been met with is just a fucking slap in the face. Say, shut up, mate. We're going to perform one of the most brain-rotting, dead strategies you've ever seen in your life, and we're going to pair that with awful racing. Cheers. No. And, on top of that, it'll be extremely predictable of who's going to win the Grand Prix. Cheers for that. Supposed to be best race of the season, there has to be Maudi. You've let me down. Bully. This is horrid. I mean, it's not even going to be 7 seconds to the line for Alonso because his tyre was kicked in now. Literally unless Kinnick's tyres pop. 1 lap left. Will all the drama escalate to a poppage of these tyres, which will lead to EFC Alonso coming across that final turn, your Grand Prix winner? Let's have a look. It's going to be our Lewis Hamilton and Great Britain all over again. Edward, by the way, P3, doing well. Danny, however, is on his backside. This is something worth watching. I assume Danny will quickly clear Edward, but we'll see. Here we go then. And it looks like Edward's going to get the DRS here on the next lap. Or has he actually? From that point, he has! That is huge. Danny's going to still use it anyways. He's not got a lot to use there, Edward. And Danny down the straight. There's, oh, very tight defending there from Edward. He really wants to keep this P3. Danny has got ahead of him though. He's going to send up the inside into that first turn with much worse tyres than Danny. It's just not going to stick. unless he does something very dramatic at the end of this Grand Prix, it will be P3 for DJ Danny, and then we'll have to sit back in P4. Here we go, though. He's going to come back at DJ Danny here. A little switch back he's trying to perform. He's going to absolutely send it, I can guarantee you here. Oh, no. Never mind. He's trying to go for a little switch back. It's not going to work when you don't have the tyres, pal. And there you go. I think Danny has cleared himself in being your P3 here in Qatar. But I'll tell you what, the man that's cleared himself on P1, it wasn't the most hard-working victory you've ever seen in your life, but a simple strategic move has greatly benefited your now current championship leader, Kinix. Round that last turn, he wiggles across that line to win the Qatar Grand Prix by a solid and comfortable 10 seconds to his peers behind. Alonso will finish in that P2 slot, so it's a great performance, a great turnout for Alonso, all things considered. DJ Danny P3, unless something happens between Edward and him, which it does not. Danny P3, Edward P4, JMO across the line to take home P5, Maldi will be coming across the line around P9. Not the most entertaining race I've ever seen in my life, that is for sure. But nevertheless, it's got Kinix the job done. It's another 25 points for that Racing Bull, and he now will comfortably lead the championship next week into Spain. Yeah, where does Maldi finish actually? Oh, he finished P6. Well, I guess they must have got extra penalties, or they just lost a lot of time. Fair enough then. There you go. There you go, folks. It is a win for that little Kinix. He's done well. And he gets himself a P1. Who's he, the driver of the day? That's a rarity, you could say. Juan leaves the session. That is your final grid, everybody. I'll just wait so Manny can see the gap. There we go. That's it, folks. I hope you somehow enjoyed this Tier 3 race. It would be great if you did. I don't know how you would have, but it'd be great if you did. But Qatar is a bit of a weird one for racing this year. But we're going to hope that Spain, the lovely little salsa of Spain, is more entertaining, which I can guarantee you it will be, because it typically isn't as dead as this in Tier 3. So if you'd like to join us for next week for the Tier 3 Grand Prix, as we see if Kinix can still defend his P1 in the standings, you can come join us for that. If you don't want to see any more Tier 3 action next week, then you can see Tier 1 and Tier 2, which will be live streamed next Monday and next Tuesday. If you don't want to see us at all, then see you later. Have a good one, everybody, and I hope you have a lovely night. Good night.